Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be attending a home inspection for one of my buyers that's purchasing a home, and so we're going to have an opportunity to meet with the actual home inspector that's going to be doing the inspection. We'll find out a little bit from him, what he's looking for, exactly what the inspection entails, a little bit about what to look for. So please join me today and you will get a little overview of what's involved in a home inspection, and you'll see it from the inspector's perspective as well. All right, see you at the house. So what are we looking for in a home inspection? You as the buyer, you want to make sure there aren't any safety and hazard type issues, and something that would affect the desirability of the house so much that makes you question, hey, do I really want to move forward with this transaction? For example, is the water heater working? Is the AC working? Is the heater working? Or is the roof falling apart? Is there a crack in the foundation? Or anything that's serious, or that's safety or hazard. Now there's going to be, remember, it's a pre-owned home. It's not a brand new home, so therefore there are going to be a lot of cosmetic things that that need to be fixed. So my advice always is to my clients, we're not really looking for cosmetic. We're looking for things that are big ticket items, so to speak. And again, I'm going to keep reiterating safety and hazard type things. Remember that you as a buyer have what's called a home inspection contingency. So what that means is that you have a certain time period to get your home inspection completed. In a standard contract, the home inspection contingency is 17 days, but that can be negotiated down to 10 days, 14 days, but let's say it's 17 days. So you have 17 days to complete your home inspection, and within that time period, if you find that there's something that comes up in the inspection that you just can't live with, like let's say the AC doesn't work, the heater doesn't work, whatever, but you can go to, during that 17-day period, you can go to the seller and say, hey, Mr. Seller, could you repair this for me? And the seller has a choice, can decide and say yes or no. Obviously, if he says yes, then you're good. But if he says no, then you as the buyer have to decide, hey, do I want to move forward with this transaction or not? And because you've got that 17-day contingency, you can cancel the contract and get your deposit back and move forward and find another property. So the inspection contingency is there to protect you as the buyer. Don't ever waive that. That's very important. Now, depending on whether you're in a buyer's market or a seller's market, is how you're going to handle that inspection contingency. So if you're in a seller's market, a lot of buyers will simply just waive their inspection contingencies. I do not recommend that. I think it's very important to have that contingency there so that you have an out. What if there is something really wrong with the house that's going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, or worse, tens of thousands of dollars? So you want to have that out. Don't ever be so desperate that you waive that contingency. Now, in a seller's market, a lot of people were doing that during the pandemic. So that's up to them. Now, as the market's starting to change, the buyers have some more negotiating room. So you can, you do have your inspection contingency, and so if something does pop up where you just can't live with it, yeah, you have the right to cancel and move on. So today we have Tommy Ramirez with Archive Property Inspections. So Tommy, just talk a little bit about what do you look for in home inspections, and what should the consumer or the potential buyer be looking for?
Well, a home inspection, typically with a certified home inspector, we're going to follow a national standards of practice. Okay. Which means we're going to be looking at heating and air systems, general electrical systems, a generalization on the roof, the appliances in the house, the kitchen appliances minus the refrigerator. Okay. We're going to go through and open and close doors and windows. We're going to run through all the bathrooms, run the water, flush the toilets a few times, check water flow, check underneath the sinks for leaks, get into the attic space and get a general assessment of what the attic looks like, making sure that it's insulated, that there's insulation. Right. If it's a newer home and they have the mechanical systems in there, then we're assessing the operation of the mechanical system, which would be the furnace, okay, or the heating system. We'll do a generalization on the condition of the water heater, open and close the garage doors. So we're basically going through and testing and operating anything that can turn on or off, open or close, so that the homeowner or the buyer gets a good assessment on the general condition of the house, so they know what they're getting themselves into. This isn't necessarily a list that you're going to take and insist that the seller
So it's not a laundry list saying, hey, it's more for the buyer to decide, hey, do I really want to move forward? Or if it is a high ticket item, we can ask for a repair, right?
Exactly. So in our position, we are providing the buyer with the condition of the house, so that they can make an educated decision on what their next best move is.
And whether they want to buy the house, ask for repairs, ask for credit, or maybe just cancel. Now, if for example the AC or the heater goes out, that's then, or if you give a recommendation, hey, maybe the AC is not working, then it's on the buyer to do a further inspection on that item, right?
Correct. Yeah. Everything everything that we come across as needing remediation in our report, we're going to identify it, photograph it, and then recommend having it assessed further by a licensed professional in that particular field. So we kind of we identify ourselves as your general practitioner. When you're not feeling good, you go to urgent care, or you go to your doctor and say, okay, I've got this, this, and this, and he say, okay, well, I'm going to send you to a cardiologist, or I'm going to send you to an allergist, or I'm going to send you there and there. So
it's a general inspection overall. Okay, gotcha. And I mean, are you able to identify if there's something wrong with the foundation and all that, anything like that?
Sometimes no, but through just symptomatic issues, we can kind of tell. If I'm walking around the outside of a house and I see excessive stucco cracking near the base of the wall, or if I'm on the inside of the house and we can see abnormalities in the level of the flooring, or in the instance of a tile floor, you can see cracks in the grout, or you see cracks in the tile. The tile looks like it's lifting. Those kinds of symptoms tell us that there's something going on underneath, and recommend and need further investigation.
Then you get a professional who's specialized in that aspect of the house. Okay, cool. All right. Well, Tommy, thanks for your time today. I really do appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. Always working with you.
All right, thanks,
one of the best looking agents out there.
Yeah, he's being nice. So there you guys have it. What a home inspector does is more of a general inspection. So if there is any item like the AC, as an example, I keep using that as an example, that needs service, then you'd call a specialist for that item. And anything else. I mean, if you find water intrusion or moisture somewhere, then you'd want to get maybe that part of the house tested for mold. Then you get a mold specialist. All right.
Already we can see that the garbage disposal has been removed, and they redid this corrugated pipe right here, which is something that you don't want to do, especially in a sink, because at this angle, this thing will collect hair and debris and clog a lot faster.
So what should it be?
There should be a disposal here. They're going to take the disposal completely out, and weekend plumbed it, so to speak. So that's definitely something that we want to take a look at.
All right, cool.
Work here. This is the AC for the upper floor.
So the fan's not moving?
No. But for us today, the upper floor is going to be very, very hot.
Yeah.
And these protect the neutral load running through a house in the general areas that a ground fault doesn't. So like hallway is test them to see if they operate similar to a hazardous condition, because now the breaker won't trip when needed in the event of an arc fault disruption, and it overloads.
If it overloads and this thing doesn't trip, then what?
Well, then you get a house fire.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
All right, so we're looking at a moisture stain in the ceiling, which we noticed we got here.
Right.
Typically, when I come across, as I go through the house, I do a quick walkthrough before I start. I'm looking for stains in any areas that I can look for further as I'm going through my process. So these stains are below the master bathroom. And in this case, which this stain is below the master toilet, we have activity.
Right. Okay, so that's actually showing there's moisture right now.
Right.
Okay.
So in this area.
Oh yeah, look, it's soft.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, thanks, Tommy. Specialist. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and leave some comments in the comment section. And I will see you on the next video.